I've got another super gremlin. I call them a super gremlins because this thing here is scaring the crap out of me, dude.
Boom, boom, boom.
Mud.
Kind of in your like butt area.
It's a nightmare. 2008 Duramax with 359,000 miles on it. The guy brought me the truck. He's tried to get it fixed. He's been dealing with it for over a year. So sometimes he can drive all the way from Ogden to Kaysville, no issue at all. Other times, happens multiple times. He's had a remanufactured transmission put in it, same problem. Then they replaced the transmission control module, same problem, didn't change anything. They also changed the transfer case fluid and serviced the differentials. Didn't fix anything. He understands there could be more than one problem, that's great. And let's go check it out. I think I'm gonna give this to Caden.
All right, so this is the one that Dave told us about. Gonna check it in and pull some codes and see where we're at with it. Here's a very weird issue, but I'm glad there's a check engine light. Let's see if it'll set a code or tell us what the heck is going on with it. Right off the bat, I'm gonna think it's something electrical. It's either a module or electrical, probably a TCM or a chafed wire or something for it to shake like that and do all those weird things in cruise control. I just think he's going over a bump and it's messing it up. $359,000 miles on this. So they barely put in a brand new TCM. This old style, they stack them like this, and sometimes, as you can see, like right here, it's touching on each other. They'll rub back and forth, create a spot, and possibly rub through a wire. As you can see right here, there's one wire that's rubbed through a little bit. You can see a little bit of a corrosion on this without the wax on it. But you can see how nice and shiny the TCM is. But doesn't look like they've touched the ECM at all. So we do have a TCM code, and then it's saying incorrect 6-gear ratio. I'm gonna look up those codes through Identifix and let's see what they say.
Caden, I know you're looking at that red Duramax. I see you coming to do some research, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so I got all my codes in. Gonna go direct hit for our resources.
I know you kind of were thinking maybe electrical.
Yeah, I think with this code, even though they're two they're speed sensors reading mechanical parts, it could just mean a bunch of variable things.
Okay.
But here they're saying intermittent transmission will go in the default situation. So that's what we're having. It'll default down to the third, fourth gear.
Right.
And have some issues. So they're saying TCM wiring to check some of that. So this one seems like it's ours. Like, so when I search the code, it may not always pull up exactly what my problem is with just the code, but I do like that the technicians will put what the customer's concern was as well, how it's intermittently going into a default situation. That's exactly what we're having too. So whatever technician made this, he just put in all the information for me. I don't even have to search up on a different program.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have all my circuit testing right here.
Thanks to the other diligent mechanics out there, because this makes our life easier. And I know these guys constantly, like Caden, Tyson, all these guys are talking about, they'll contribute to this as well. This collective mind and this brain is other mechanics trying to help mechanics. So it's really cool. All right, well, I'll get out of your hair, let you do this testing, but thanks for letting me see this.
So now that we pulled codes, let's go on a test drive really quickly, see if we can duplicate, so then I know what I'm looking for when I start to fix things. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're in 6th gear.
All right, Caden, I know you've spent
a lot of time with this truck so far, and you guys drove it, weren't able to feel it, but then we called down the customer and you went for a drive with them, and were you able to feel what he was feeling?
Yes, I went on an additional test drive off camera.
Okay.
Saw that I could feel something, and I was unsure if that was what the customer was feeling. So he came down here and he verified that that's the tiny start of it. He called it almost what do horses do when they like
When they
back
buck?
kick? Yeah,
Or-
buck. He called it
okay.
a buck.
Okay.
We felt it a few times while driving, but it wasn't able to neutral drop and safety go into fourth gear.
So he's saying it will get aggressive as where it will drop into
Yeah,
neutral.
he'll have some minor bucks, and then all of a sudden he goes over a certain bump,
Okay.
and it will neutral drop.
Wow. All right. And does that do it when it's cold, hot,
It
totally random?
doesn't matter. He said he's had it when he's first gotten in it, or
Okay.
he's been on the highway for some time.
And is it consistent like daily or just when towing or unloaded?
Any time.
Okay.
He doesn't tow with it anymore because of that reason.
That'd freak you out.
Yeah. So then he's just been driving it freeloaded and
Still
he's had
does
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I may go for a drive to see if I've got pretty bad luck, so maybe I can make it act up just to feel it. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
But if anyway, I'd be happy to see what you find on it, and hopefully we can put a end to this for this guy so he can actually tow with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you're the man, dude. Trying to put an end to this, what do you think like your next steps? Because are you thinking electronic, electrical, mechanical?
I think so. I think it's somewhere electronically. So
Okay.
I believe it's somewhere on that harness, probably just a wire that's chafing against something, or a little bit of corrosion and over bumps it disconnects or something. But
Okay.
I feel like it's still a wiring issue. He has a brand new module in there and a brand new transmission.
So it could either be a bad new part, or you're thinking maybe another part or something else in that harness that is causing that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that can be an Easter egg hunt sometimes, trying to figure that out. So you're the man, dude. I know you'll figure it out, but it can be a lot of time to do that. So good luck on that. We'll see what we can figure out.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, let's take this puppy out onto the freeway. I'm gonna stay close to the shoulder too, because if this thing drops into neutral, obviously we won't have anything propelling us forward except momentum. Seems fine so far. We're at operating temperature. Have been here for a minute. Downshift's fine. Accelerate's good. All right, we've been on the freeway here for, gosh, 10 plus minutes. We're gonna turn around and see if, give it back to Caden, see if he can find something. But that's a difficult thing, and that's why we want to be able to duplicate it, is when it's broken, it's typically easier to find because there's there's something that's either disconnected, a wire that's chafed through, something that's totally out. When it's intermittent like this and it's shifting great, it's really hard to find. We've worked with stuff at the shop that people have dealt with for years on trying to diagnose, or just this weird little like this where it bucks just a little bit or might go into neutral, or where it feels like it goes into neutral occasionally, but it's hard to duplicate. And some people have dealt with that for years and can't figure it out. It's not necessarily that it's a bad shop, but it's just a really hard to find problem when it's so intermittent. But that's why Caden's working on it. See if he can figure it out. We got few more minutes here to drive, another 10 to 15. So if we get it tacked up, super. If not, good luck, Caden. Felt a little buck there. Well, really trying to push this and decelerating and accelerating hard. No luck. So I guess my luck isn't as bad as I thought. But no. I mean, there was some times where I was, you know, I would decel like to maybe 50 miles an hour and then try and get up, and I noticed like a little bit, but the truck's also old, you know, the roads suck. I don't know if it was just the bumping that I felt or if it was like a shifting bump, but felt more like a shifting bump, but nothing very aggressive. So, good luck. So I hear you got maybe an update?
Something I want to look at first.
Okay.
Everything's pretty much testing good. I'm not able to find a wiggle point where it breaks connection at all.
Okay.
Like showing that there's a short somewhere.
Right.
But I was checking here, one of the main crossroads for the TCM connector that goes down to the transmission and everything, and I only found a few just pinched wires. I'm still not ruling these out, but looking under there and how the wire loom has, as you can see up here too, it's just, everything's just brittle and breaking away. And same goes for underneath. There's little to no wiring loom down there. It's all jiggling around and having it happen over bumps. The input speed sensor on the transmission, just moving it, I can only imagine over bumps the whole harness is moving, and it kind of looks like there's a little bit of wear on the outside of the wax of the connector down there.
Yeah.
So
And this wiring, how it's pinched a little bit there, did you have to move some of that loom back, or did it look like this?
So I had to cut all the tape off. There's just a bunch of tape making that a cross section.
Okay.
And one of the common things with these early new body styles is that they taped up the wiring harness too tight or created pinching points.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of wiring failure points on these early models.
Interesting.
But one of them, with the transmission reading the input and output speed sensors, it can cause, if there's any sort of miscommunication within even a millisecond, it's a possibility that it can default to third gear to save the tranny if something's going on.
Interesting.
And so with this bouncing around, I'm assuming that it's losing contact somewhere either in the terminal connection or here. It looks a bit rough down there, so
Okay.
I was thinking of putting in a pigtail really quickly, taping up and securing the harness a bit more and going to drive and see if it happens again.
And that's for the input speed sensor?
Just for the input speed sensor on the tranny,
Okay.
which got replaced with the new transmission, just the harness stayed.
Right.
And
Which could explain why, with the new transmission, that still having an issue.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And since none of this is like frayed through or anything like that, I mean, it's not good.
Yeah,
but you don't
it,
think
it's not
a
good,
problem.
but there's nothing showing a problem yet. So
Right.
I'm not ruling that out, but I can definitely do a wire crimp there to be on the safe side.
Right. Okay. Okay. And then the TCM, so that all routes up here.
Yep.
To the TCM.
Yeah.
Well, good find so far, dude. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, me too. I hope this gives us some sort of a clue point.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. This all looks. Stuff like this I found there may be multiple issues causing
Yes.
one symptom.
Yes, and sometimes with old harnesses like this that already have failure points, I sometimes, if the wiring harness is available, it's just easier just to replace the whole section of harness and then start fresh and eliminate if there's multiple wiring issues.
Is that just dielectric, or what is that?
I put dielectric on that in the
Okay.
beginning.
Okay.
So did the people before when they replaced this TCM,
All right.
trying to help with it.
Okay. We'll start there and cross our fingers.
Yep.
Okay. Nice find.
Thanks. So now that we're under here, I can explain better on what I meant about how there's like no wiring loom on anything and there's a lot of movement. As you can see here, this whole TCM harness, you can only imagine over a bump that all of this is moving, even the big stuff on the bushings. And coming back here too, we're just straight wires here on this back plug. Output sensors here, inputs over here. Gonna just give us some more room. plug it. And this is only something that we should start with, just because, so right here, this is what I was talking about right there. So you can see those two wires. They twist them together. A lot of manufacturers will twist the wires for more rigidity and curvature to a wire. Wire routing, so when it curves somewhere or something, so they'll twist it up like this. But as you can see here, I just assume there's a bunch of wiggle in there, and just over time this probably is its pinching point, so it might be losing a little bit of connection here and here.
You got the nice one for me, huh?
Yeah. Well, that one's not the electric one, that's only the hand.
That's all right, dude. All right, so what?
So I was just about to replace it too, and I pulled back some more of the sheathing.
Oh,
And I found two
there's a little slice and dice there,
in
huh?
both of them.
And this is for the input?
That's the input speed sensor, yeah.
Oh, so this is the
this is the output one. This one goes to the transfer case.
Okay.
And then this one goes straight to the tranny to determine the input speed, and then outputs right when it comes out of the tranny on how fast it's going.
So if this is for some reason having the signal interrupted for the input speed,
Yeah.
then it
Can't dictate how fast it's going on what gear to go into. And yeah.
could definitely cause a
A
symptom.
few seconds, milliseconds even of it not knowing its speed, it will go into that default mode.
That
Third gear.
That blue wire is you can see all the copper in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why was it rubbing up against something? Or?
I was trying to figure out where. I mean, and only a little bit of tape was covering this up, so it was rubbing through somewhere. So whether it right here on the PTO cover or this little harness area, and then I don't even know how it was routed with the old transmission before they replaced it. So if this fixes it, the guy just wasted money on a tranny and a TCM
for a few dollars in wire.
Yeah, but
Wow.
these are the gremlins that killed tons of trucks.
Yeah, big time, dude. This is. I was talking about this when I was on the test drive. I'm like, something simple like this
Yeah,
can really cause a lot of issues, and there can be multiple things. I mean, look at the rest of this.
yeah,
We're gonna have to put some serious miles because fixing an obvious issue, which makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
There could still be multiple other issues. We just got to drive the piss out of this thing.
Intermittently, I mean, you drive in it, it didn't do it. It
Right.
only bucked a few times with me and the customer.
Yeah.
And then with the customer, he was able to duplicate it quite a few times. So it might have gotten in one spot, or it might be something else along this line. But
Right. Oh, this is exciting, dude. Nice job.
makes
Really
your
nice.
brakes a vehicle is electrical, huh?
Yeah. Right on, dude. Okay, we'll fix that and we'll drive it.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna.
We'll have to put some.
I'm gonna redo this entire thing, protect it up,
Yeah.
just so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's looking pretty ratty.
Yeah.
So, nice. Good find.
Thanks.
Okay, so how'd it go?
So far, so good. I wrapped everything up, secured it,
Okay.
plugged everything in, and went on a test drive. And I didn't experience anything yet. So
Okay.
yeah, we're going to go on a few test drives to make
Now
sure.
time will tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, I'm hopeful. It sounds like you found definitely a problem. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we drive it home. Just put a bunch of miles on it.
Yep.
So,
Sounds good.
all right. Nice job.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, Caden. So I see the truck is back up on the rack. I know you went for a test drive with the customer. Man, it might have been last week at this point.
Yeah.
What are you still feeling or finding? Were you still experiencing like the neutral drop?
So for me, all my test drives I did on my own.
Right.
I wasn't able to. And
Since the repair?
since the repair, and
Okay.
it's like, whoop-de-doo, I thought a little wire repair fixed the vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And so I drove it, wasn't able to get anything to happen.
Okay.
So we just went on a test drive with the customer just so we can verify and make sure that we took care of his problem and
Right.
before we ship it off to him.
And how'd
And
that go?
Him and I went on a test drive, and it was pretty good for probably 20 minutes. We didn't experience anything.
Okay.
And he missed an exit, so we went down a little bit further to go to another exit.
Okay.
Coming back around, we felt it on the way back a few times.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
was still there.
Disheartening, but also
Yeah.
good that we're
Yeah. To
still
get
tracking it down.
another opinion, I had Tyson drive it home that night
Okay.
to see if what he could hear with his ears. I was looking at data, and I couldn't find any sort of spike in data on the speed sensors or anything.
So did it drop into neutral?
No, I believe we fixed that.
Or feel like it did that? Okay.
The customer believes that we fixed that with that wiring issue, and so do I.
Okay.
Now that it has perfect speed every single time, the connection, so it can actually see the data.
So he felt something a little bit different then.
Yeah.
Okay.
He feels like that's taken care of.
Okay.
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 But
Good.
there was still the bucking, so we'll be going
Ah.
around, boom, boom, boom. There'd be something that you would feel kind of in your
Ah.
like butt area.
So we're thinking that this neutral drop kind of feeling and the bucking are
Two different.
two different things.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so,
So what'd you then do?
well, right when he said it's drivetrain, we pulled off the drive line.
Okay.
Here, you guys stay right here. I'm gonna go grab them really quick.
Okay.
So I quickly popped off both drive lines,
Okay.
and I was just checking all the U-joints, making sure that they weren't binding or anything. They look like they've been replaced before because they have the Zerk fittings.
Yeah.
They all feel really good. The carrier felt good. There was a lot of, it could spin freely. There was no noise.
Yeah.
Rubber had plenty of rigidity to it, no back and forth play.
Okay.
So I felt like it had a bit excessive backlash in it, just a little bit.
Right.
And of course, this truck has over 300,000 miles on it, so it's done its days, and especially with it leaking out of the
The pinion seal.
pinion seal.
Okay.
So we measured backlash on it, and we're about 15 to 20 thou on this, but that one caused the problem of bucking.
And do we have like any? I don't see any at the bottom here, like any tons of wear or metal.
So it does have on the sides, just throughout the years, a little bit of buildup,
Okay.
but there was no
Not like metal or.
there's no metal, there's nothing out of the norm.
Okay.
So expecting the drivetrain. Here, you want a pull fluid?
All right. Now I feel like this is the drum roll moment.
Yes, it's the drum roll.
You might have. So this looked. I mean, nothing like. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
issue.
A
Okay.
bit worn, but not what we suspect. But
Okay.
so we were like, well, let's just pull a fluid sample out of the transfer case, and
Whoa.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure the customer was telling me he already had this replaced once.
And
Coming
they-
up here, you can look how shiny it is from the first half.
Huh. Well, yeah. It looks like it's been leaking too out of maybe the case half and then this front output shaft. Huh.
But a lot of that, so we're suspecting there's probably a worn spot on a bearing in there, or the fork.
Okay.
Something in there. So we're definitely going to tear that down, but that's a definite issue. Your transfer case fluid shouldn't have this much clutch material in there.
Right. What about the level? Was the fluid level okay?
Fluid level, yeah, it was coming out of the yoke right here when I pulled that off, as well as the leveling hole.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was up there with fluid, but.
All right, so next thing is we got transfer case issues.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else? Have we checked the front diff fluid? I mean, we got the pinion seal leaking
Yeah.
here too.
I want to check this one out too, but it's leaking out of all seals. Just a little bit seepage. I'm
So
just gonna make sure that the fluid looks good in there.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk with the customer on his transfer case. Do that next step, and we're fine, dude.
Thanks.
Getting to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Kicking my butt.
All right, so the next exciting step is we know that the fluid is nasty like that, but the next step is we're going to tear this down, open it up, find out how bad the transfer case is, what exactly is worn out, and then also we'll get to the differentials as well to show you more interesting things and what's under the covers. All right, so it's a new day. Kane had to pull this out because of a bunch of other work, but you're getting it back in today, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Transfer case arrived and all the parts.
Sweet. Okay, when you get that transfer case out, I want to roll it over to the machine shop or open it up with you because I want to see, I know we had the debris in there,
Yeah.
but I want to see what's come apart.
Yeah.
So just let me know when you get that apart because
Okay.
some goodies.
Yes, there is.
Okay, and then you're doing the differential work too, just because the customer just wanted it
Yes.
done.
So this truck for their business, all it does is haul. So they said they're ready to put in a new diff,
Okay.
rebuild it, get it all nice and tight again, so they can have no issues while hauling. They load it to the max.
Okay, good. I know you spent a bunch of time driving back and forth with them testing this, so. All right, dude, some goodies. A lot of work ahead of you still.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited when that transfer case comes out.
Me too.
Okay.
Got my last one.
Dude, it was like just a little bit ago that I was talking to you. You didn't even have the truck in, and you made that look easy.
Look at that.
I know you still got a lot to do. It's hardest to put it in, but now you've got this out. You're gonna install it and then do the rear diff. Are you gonna do the rear diff first, or are you gonna install the transfer
I'm
case?
gonna throw in this transfer case, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna rebuild the diff.
Sweet. Okay, it's all nice and shiny.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, well, if you're good, I'm gonna steal the transfer case from you. I'm gonna take this over to JJ,
Yeah.
and we're gonna tear this down.
This nasty thing.
Yeah.
You want a cart for it?
No. We'll like
Or-
one of those roll around cars.
I can pull this out of there, and then you could like
Yeah.
a little forklift thing if you wanted.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Let's do that, and then we can just put the core. We can put it back together because we got to send
Yeah.
back the core.
Yep. Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Who needs a forklift when you got Caden? All right, we'll go surprise JJ with this. Let's put it right here, actually. Sweet. Thanks, Caden.
Thank you.
Well, surprise.
Yeah,
Do you even know what's in here yet?
I'm assuming something super small.
Dude, that was a total knock on my muscles that just carried this over.
I believe it.
You're supposed to say like, oh, that's probably 500 pounds. No, this is a transfer case.
What?
Yeah, that Caden and I just carried over. He took out of a truck. It's been a long time. I did a BMW one years and years ago. But yeah, this is out of a Chevy truck.
Ooh, okay.
So if you're up to the challenge to do this with me.
I'm totally down to take this challenge. Heck
Okay.
yeah.
I love talking about differentials, dude. And
Yeah.
you know why?
Why?
Because they're actually quite simple to do, but more people than you realize screw them up because I don't think they get the concept of how to set up a differential right. What are we doing on this one?
We're going to replace the pinion and ring gear and bearings.
And what took it out? Bearings?
I would say just wear over time.
He's actually starting to come out. You can tell with a pinion. What I want to show you here is you'll see where this metal, in fact, here's a little bit of it rolled over. Here's a little bit of it rolled over. Here's a little bit of it rolled over. And now I'll take it up here. So the heel of this gear, see this is how it's rolling over? Normally, you'll have a shadow. The gear, the pinion gear, won't even touch this part. But because the pinion bearings loosen up, it's dropping back in it, and it's basically falling out of where it should be. A lot of people might look at that gear and go, it all looks good. It all looks good there. You know, it's nice and smooth all the way across. It shouldn't be. You don't want this, you don't want it kind of this lip forming here. That means that it's coming off that. So that's why that ring and pinion, I want to be clear about that. That's why, you know, it doesn't have to be so freaking bad. It's like you're missing a tooth for it to need to be replaced. You don't do that right. The new ring and pinion you put it, or I'm sorry, the bearings you put in there, the rear end's still going to make a lot of noise. What was his complaint?
We had a few problems with this. He had two problems. One electrical that was making the transmission neutral drop go into safety gear, which is like third or something on the highway. Sure. And then the other one was it felt like a bucking, and you would always feel something bouncing. Because
there's so much backlash in the
backlash,
gear.
And his transfer case was roasted.
His transfer case was.
It was toast. It
toast.
It was black fluid coming out, all clutch material. So we're tearing that down over at the other shop.
All right, let's do this because this is a great opportunity to kind of show them the easy steps to setting up a rear end so that you don't get all cattywampus. And it's real important. I mean, so follow us. You know, we'll show you the steps of it as best we can, and it'll be fun. This thing here is scaring the crap out of me, dude. This is gonna take
Pull it off.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Or let's get a towel and wrap it around it or something, for crying out loud, to soften the blow. But okay, let's take it out. Wiggle that thing for me. Wiggle that thing. I can't get my arm up there with it.
Okay, it's ready to come out.
Are we gonna pull these bearings off and inspect these wheel bearings?
Yeah, I was gonna check them out.
Okay. On this type of rear end, you can just pull the axles out of it. There's no problem. And then the carrier assembly that he's about to roll out of here. You need some help?
Yeah, maybe.
Are you keeping track of that as a set point?
Counting.
Okay. What a man, dude. What a man. So they got a limited slip in here. So here's your clutch packs and stuff. These are your spider and side gears. Did we get a new carrier for this, or we think the carrier's good?
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab all the stuff.
There's no filter on a differential, so the fluid just circulates around in there, and if you get metal particles, you know, from wear in there, they start to destroy everything. So it's a quick ride down the hill. What, did we get lucky and actually send us the right part? I think it's. You don't think it's right? Hang on. Let's turn it over.
Okay.
I can't lift that much.
I got it.
Let's just zip that thing off there. Same thing here. All this scoring here. You got a few adjustments here. One of them will be your side play and your bearing preload. On this rear end, they make it wonderful. I love when you get a rear end that has this. These can turn. They're screwed in there, and they can, you know, you turn them this way, the rear end will go this way, or it'll go this way, and you set your bearing preload. Now, what is the preload? Preload is the amount of squeeze on the bearings. So the first thing we will set when we go back together is the pattern by moving that carrier assembly either right or left. And what that does, it puts a load on the side of this pinion bearing. So you want to come into that, but you don't want to come too far. And then once you get to the right spot coming into that, then you want to set that preload so those bearing caps have the right pressure on them. You see how he skipped? He did that so it doesn't bind up. It's just a good practice, and he'll torque it back down that same way. Just don't start going down, 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 down. You'll bind the gear up when you're squeezing it back down. Take your socket and bang on that, right? Just bam like that. There you go, buddy. Lift that up. I think we're gonna be okay. Now you want to count the teeth.
Okay.
And count your pinion teeth just to double check, because I don't want to change the guy's ratio.
Yeah.
So that's another check you want to do. It looks like the inner circle's the right size, the outer circle's the right size, but guys, count your teeth. So you're gonna mark one, put a piece of paint on it. I don't want you starting and going, where did I start? And did I count the one with the paint on it or not? Did you screw up?
Huh? Yeah. When I twisted.
Did you screw up? What's
Yeah.
with the twosies? Just
I
go
thought it'd be
1,
better.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 42 or 41, because I counted that one. 41. Whip the other one over. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 41. Perfect. Bingo, man. We got the right parts. Hallelujah. Okay, let's get the pinion gear out of here. We already dropped the drive line.
Yep.
Good job. Now, guys, we always want to inspect your drive line. You got it out. If you touch a part, I'm telling you right now, the customer thinks you own that thing. So when I say own it by inspecting it and verifying, is everything good? Is it fine? If it's not, then you advise the customer. But if you don't do that, and you put that back in there and the guy, a U-joint or a carrier bearing wipes out in the next year or something like that, what do you think they're gonna think? You got your hearing protection in? Good. What are you saying?
With the ring in there, still I should have
Yeah, you should
blasted
have.
it off.
Yeah. That's a good, you're gonna have to get a big ass mother freaking pipe wrench on there or something, dude, to hold that yoke. I doubt if you're gonna be able to do that.
Okay.
You didn't crack that before you pulled the rear end out of there?
No, I got too excited.
Oops. I thought he'd already done that. Since you're replacing it,
Yeah.
if it was me,
Uh-huh.
I'd roll that thing back up in there, dude.
Okay.
You're
Slap it back
never
on.
gonna be able to hold that yoke. So
Okay.
put 2 bolts in that.
All right.
Okay. So we'll show you our mistake. I wasn't paying attention, and neither was him, but Caden knows it. Get that in there. I'll help you. Wiggle it a little bit there, buddy. You're binding me up. Just barely. Go over there. Okay, listen. I'm gonna back this one off ridiculously amount, okay?
Okay.
Just all you gotta do is remember the right side. How many did you back that off on the right
2.
side? Okay, I'm gonna put a 2 on there. Now these caps, he's laid this one, the right one to the right side. They are, don't mix them up, guys. It's okay, you got it?
Yeah. I'm just lining them up.
Okay, now on this one, I want you to maybe actually pull that off. Let's screw that in so we're tied up against that ring gear so we don't get a lot of banging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's pretty tight, right? Yeah. Yeah, just put the cap on there, we'll zip it down. Should start the video from here.
Okay.
Because now what we have is something to hold that ring, the pinion gear, when he goes to undo that bolt from banging around. So get to it, buddy.
Okay.
I'll be shocked if your half-inch gun takes that off, but go see. It's okay. You got good hearing protection in?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to put some over your ears?
Now these ones are pretty good.
Okay. They come off?
Yeah.
Hot dog. Now put the nut bag on your pinion,
Just a tiny bit.
just a tiny bit, so you can bang on it like crazy and get that yoke out of there. Okay, now let's remove this crap.
Okay.
What I like, this isn't your first rodeo on these. I know, I taught you how to do your first one, didn't I?
Yep, that was one
Yeah.
of our first videos
Yeah, this
together.
is one of our first videos. And I like the fact that you're learning. You were like, whoops, made a mistake.
Yeah.
That means you're learning. What I want to do is let's throw that in the washer just so we can have a clean
Got it.
on them clutches and all that. Go throw that in the washer in the meantime. We'll get this pinion out of here. So go throw that in the washer.
All right.
Before we inspect, the bearing, or not the bearings, the carrier, the inside of that, I want it clean. I get a better view of it, but it looks like it's fine. So that means we're not going to replace. They call that the carrier assembly. It carries the spider and the side gears, and if it's a locking differential, the clutch packs and things like that. We'll inspect that, and then we're going to get the pinion out of here. Now that I'll let him grab his hammer, start beating on it. The biggest hammer you got?
Yeah.
That's what you want, bro. Might as well get busy.
You ready?
Yeah. Dude, is it moving?
I don't know.
You should be able to tell. Huh. I got a little bit of... I think so. You got to get busy with that thing, dude.
Get a bigger hammer.
I know. Hang on. Hang on. You're definitely doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moving.
I'm gonna get a bigger hammer.
Dude, you're man, dude.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're almost there. It's all right. I need.
It's awesome being a mechanic. You know, you should never go home frustrated. Just you grab a hammer and beat on something, guys. Do you want to get your air hammer? That thing is just not giving up the ghost, buddy. While he's getting that set up, I'll show you what he's trying to do for you guys that don't understand what's going on here. Guys that do this for a living. There's two bearings on that pinion, and they look like they are, there's the inside bearing. See how that didn't go all the way down? That bearing's gonna slide all the way down on that part there. And then this bearing is gonna slide down on this part here, and you can see how they don't. He's trying to beat this out, and these two bearings are pressed onto these shafts. So that's why it's such a pain in the hootie. He's trying to drive that shaft out with those two bearings pressed on these sleeves right here. He's just about got it. Jeez, dude.
There.
Hallelujah. Gosh, that thing's all crudded up too, man. Looks like your hammer swing's kind of went haywire. So what we want to do is we'll want to sandblast this, clean it all up, and then you can take your little die grinder, just knock that off.
Okay.
But make sure that the U-joint fits in there real
Good.
solid. Make sure that, because you might need a new yoke, bro.
Okay, I'll get one ordered.
I'm not saying you do, but you want to clean that up and then see if there's any play in that.
Yeah.
All right, so what he was doing, this is the front pinion bearing, and that bearing was pressed on way down here. And it had, well, let's talk about that. So that bearing was pressed up against that, they call that a crush sleeve, because it crushes. So the new crush sleeve, I'll show you, is going to be bigger. You see that? You see how this is wider? And this is a crush area here. What happens is, and you can see how much bigger that is. So when you're getting your preload on these two bearings, because they have to squeeze those races, you don't want any play in that. That crush sleeve is how that happens, and we'll show you that. I just wanted to explain it. That's how we're gonna get that preload on those two bearings to be right, so we don't have any end play in it. But you don't want to get it too much, because if you got it too much, it'll wipe out the bearings. So the preload that's your first step in rebuilding this rear end. You want to get your preload on the pinion set correctly and your pinion depth. Let's talk about the pinion depth. While he's doing this, there's the two bearing races for these two bearings on this. This is the pinion shaft. Those two bearings have races that they run up. He's knocking them out right now. So now you can see kind of how the races went in there. The crush sleeve was in between the two. And when you pull these down, all that distance is squeezed. And then these races squeeze on those bearings so that you don't have any end play, but you also don't have too much squeeze on that where it'll just wipe out the bearing in the race. And we checked, there's no shims, so the next thing will be to clean that rear end.
Yep.
We want to find out if there's a shim under this one.
Yeah.
And it looks like there is. It looks like there is. So we'll show you. So cut the cage off here.
Okay.
Take your die grinder, just whack that cage off.
Yeah.
Get all this, because these things here will show you why you don't ever want to press a bearing off with all these bearings on it. And look at me, I'm going to tell you this. That's so freaking dangerous, because each one of those is a bullet. And if you're pressed, if all of a sudden this thing comes, these things are under pressure, they will come out at you like a bullet. So remove all that loose shrapnel, we'll call that. Before you press anything, you don't want to have that in your way. Now when we press it back on, we're not going to be grabbing it here, we're going to be pressing it from here, so it'll be a little different. Okay, tear it up, my man. Did you get it?
Almost.
Nice pair of pliers would be good. We just kind of bend this one out and we'll probably be okay.
Can I get the bottom?
Yeah, maybe. Hang on, let's just see if we can spread that enough. They'll just drop out of there. I'll be fine with that. Go ahead and pry on that. Now, just for all you guys that want to say, I'm not looking to reuse this pinion, but if the pinion wasn't bad and I was just replacing the bearings, I would have left a nut on there and we'd have put a press on that thing, rigged up a hydraulic press and pushed that out. That's why we just beat on that. So everybody, go ahead and cut that. There you go. Okay. Okay, now when we grab that, we're gonna grab it here. We won't have, if anything slips, it's not gonna come out in our face. You wanna run this over the press and press that off?
Yeah, I'll press it off.
Okay, turn it around the other way, not that way.
Okay.
See, that's I like that edge better. Can you grab it that way?
Can
you grab it? Can you grab it there that way?
I can grab it on the top.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Don't let nobody see you use my adjustable wrench. Okay, now this is real important about the way you'd mount that in your press. Let me go ahead and. No, you're good. Leave it up like.
Leave it up.
You think I think you're probably about right. Just leave it up.
Yeah.
You got to spread them a little more.
Okay.
Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to do this, and he's done it the right way. But let me show you. The opened area here, the bearing splitter's on there. So this is the right way. The wrong way would be to turn it like this, guys. And you'd be shocked at how many guys would do that. There's not the strength in those bolts, and they'll bend. You'll ruin your all thread bolts. It's dangerous too. So make sure that you have your bearing splitter mounted in your press like that, okay? Be safe. And we got to go a little further. We got to widen this up just a little bit here.
Widen it?
Yeah. The gear is going to hit the side of that. So keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's good. Okay. Turn that baby on, bro. Easy, 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 easy. Go ahead. Hang on.
Okay.
Well, I was going to catch it, but that's okay. Go ahead and grab it. You're good. That's why the rubber's underneath there, so it didn't whack the floor. Okay, how many shims are underneath that? Show them.
We got one.
Okay, so we'll measure the thickness of that. We'll measure the thickness of this shim, and we'll duplicate that as our starting point on the new shaft. I want to stress this point as we're walking over here. That pinion shaft is junk. We're throwing that away, and this is where a lot of guys, I think, make a mistake. Is they think, oh, I got new bearings here, I got a new ring and pinion gear, and they forgot or they don't realize that they got to find out as a starting point what that pinion depth was set at, and that's that shim that we just found. And so that's the only reason we pressed that old crappy bearing off this old ruined shaft, is we wanted to know the thickness of this unit right here. Now, we could reuse this, but the kit usually comes with some shim stocks, and here it is here. And if I don't have a thick enough one, and I don't, I will just reuse that mother right there. We'll clean that up and just reuse that. So we'll take that and we'll put that right on there and then press the new bearing down on there. Now, I don't want to bore you with the pressing a new bearing on, but I do want to show you something, guys. On a new bearing, when you're pressing it on, so we're going to take this bearing here, and remember, it's got to go that way. First off, you want to press it on the right way. Don't press it on the wrong way. And you're going, Dave, how are you pressing on there? I'm not going to push on this cage, this metal cage with the bearing on here. I'm going to press on the inner race. So when I press this down on there, I'll use the old race and press and just apply pressure here. None of it will be out here. And hopefully you find a race that's a little larger so you don't catch that. Because if you do, you got to flip it over and press it off. But anyway, go get busy with that, dude.
Okay.
Clean that off first. I'm sorry, we're going here. Yeah, this is the one you're pressing on. But anyway. And now, you're obviously going to be pressing on this side of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you do that, and I'll meet up with you in a little bit.
Okay.
First thing we need to take off is this servo motor. Okay, what I like to do first is I like to see, does that actually go in and out? That's a shifter motor for the low, high, and four-wheel drive.
Okay.
So grab we'll take a pair of pliers, and it should rotate. Open them up, they're slip joints. You don't, we rebuild, we don't want to, yeah.
Not too big.
No, that was, I think you had it, buddy. There you go, look how much nicer that is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now, yeah, okay, so it does.
Sweet.
Okay, that's nice to know. A lot of times, and you want to check that, like, sometimes people will go, oh, it won't go in and out of four-wheel drive, and they'll just replace this drive motor. And this is plastic, and it strips that out. It's like a fail-safe.
Okay.
But anyway, sometimes it's not the motor, sometimes it's inside the thing. This thing was full of black oil. I mean, it's just terrible. Let's just open the case up.
Open it up.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you putting such a long extension on it?
I had it for this area over here.
Oh, did you? You still needed that though? My point is, you might need an extension, but you always want to go the least amount.
Shortest mount.
And then the other part is you're using an impact, and anytime you add all this, you're losing torque because you start vibrating around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Being a pain in your butt, what I'm doing.
You got to test me. I'm here to learn.
You're a good learner, dude. I'm just. Most of what I'm getting you to do is think. You see how it's more solid right now because you don't have all that joints just rattling around on you.
Right. So Dave, is this your first? I doubt it's your first transfer case tear down.
You're being funny, aren't you?
This is my first. I just wanted to see.
Yeah, well, what are you, like 20? Are you 20?
I'm in my 20s.
You're in your 20. What are
Yeah.
you, 21?
22.
Oh my gosh, you're in them deep, dude. Yeah, I've tore down a few transfer cases in my day. Well, like anything, it ain't gonna come open easy.
Pry bars, hammers.
I don't know. You just gotta wonder. This thing's been opened before. This isn't factory glued up. You can make it easy on yourself. How would you do this? Like this is a clue. What do you see here? This is kind of nice in a way. Trying to teach him how to think.
Put something in here to spread out.
Up. You're thinking pretty good there, dude. No, that's not drilled all the way through. Okay, well, we're backing away from that. I guess we could try this, and you could try that up there. You want to do that? I kind of want to get a bigger pry bar though. That's not
Big one.
Yeah, I always like the biggest one I can get in there.
Alrighty.
Oh, you're gonna do good. Now you're gonna go your way, pull your way, and I'm gonna pull my way. And it's good. I want it up. Can you keep it in there? I can't torque my left arm here, dude. You got to hold that case. There you go. There you go. Hang on. There you go. Beautiful. Hang on. There you go. Just let it drain out there. Mud. Basically mud. Now, you didn't notice it, but we did this before. We squeegeed the thing. What I'm looking for is metal particles. These teardown benches, that's one of the nice things about them. Not only gives you a trough to get your fluid out of your way. Where's their squeegee?
An old cardboard.
That's our high dollar squeegee, bro?
Yep.
Okay. Well, there are some window squeegees around here somewhere. You're gonna have this oil pump hole. That's that plastic thing you got right there. That's the oil pump pickup in the bottom of the case. This, you want to take this off, and this doesn't, you don't want this kind of coming out with it. Let's just, there you go. Okay, what's this in here? What do you think that is?
Plastic connector or something?
No, it could be, but it feels silicone-y to me, and it's like somebody probably put too much silicone in their cover, and that's why we're always saying, ease up on the silicone there, big guys. I can't push this shaft back down through there like that. See if it'll release itself. It won't? Okay. Go ahead and pull the case off this way. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, here's your sun and planetary gear for the front.
There's snap ring or something?
No, I need a flashlight. Yeah, there's a snap ring. Hold that in. But what I'm looking for, right here's a snap ring. Right now, I want to see all this wear down in here where this is jamming on these teeth. See all that? In fact, there's some metal on that one right there. Look at all the metal coming out of that bearing right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah. This bearing you can feel is rough. There's sand in it and rough. In fact, look at all the metal coming out of that front bearing. That's all just metal.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And that's why the fluid's all dark. So this input gear that goes into that planetary gear right there, you see how all these teeth are all kind of rounded off on here? What they're really supposed to look like, to give you an idea, this is your synchros. What this does is, see how that kind of goes back and forth like that? That helps to slide, that helps to line up this hub and slider when you engage this gear. And that would pop down on there like that. See that? So you want to look for things that get wore out in there. This is not wore out. This one here, see how that's all just totally rounded off, and you can even see how the metal's rolled over like this. So he's going to need a few hub and sliders, a planetary, of course a bearing pack, and the rest of it looks, rebuildable. So the core is viable is what I'm saying. I think we're going to go ahead and just get him back on the road quick, and we put another rebuilt unit in it.
So would these wear out? I know some of like Chevys will have like a automatic 4-wheel drive where it will detect and will kick it in. Could that cause that kind of wear where the computer is saying it needs it and kind of putting it into?
No, that's just wear over time. I mean, I bet the truck's got more than 300,000 miles on it. I have to look. Here's another thing you want to look at. See these pads here? These will get wore out. It'll cause too much play between your shift forks, and then that motor drive won't drive. See, remember this is where the motor drive turns, and the way that turns, see that squelch plate, you see how that moves that? By that motor turning that, that's how it's engaging that gear. Okay? And then it's doing the same when it pushes out on this, and it's pushing on this one. See that? So that's all done with just either moving that forward this way or moving this one this way. No, it's just nature of the beast. I don't find anything like terribly wrong here. Somebody's rebuilt it once and got a little too much silicone on it.
Got a little happy with it.
Got a little happy on it, but other than that, I think it's okay. That's the oil pump for that, right? That's the pickup, and the oil pump is driven by that. So, anyway, since we're not rebuilding it, I just thought we'd open it up for you. I want to show you something here, just so you can be aware of it. When you're working on a press, presses can be dirty. You see some of this dirt? Now these are all new bearings, and we press these on here. So what you want to do is just take a moment. Those little pieces of sand, it's the same as engine building or whatever you're doing. Make sure that you clean that off before final assembly. You don't want to introduce grit and things like that that are going to promote wear. The customer would never know it. I mean, you know, that's not going to ruin things, but it's not going to help things. So, you know, clean it up before you put it together. Still. Okay, so now, set that down in there. Now Caden's got this all prepped for us. So he's pressed new bearings on this, got a pinion bearing on. You put your shim back on here, right? You got your races installed in the differential.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put in the pinion and we're gonna set the preload on it. Now this, again, let's go through this again. That crush sleeve's gonna go there. The bearing's gonna go here. The yoke's all gonna get together and this is gonna be squeezed together. Eventually you're gonna get zero lash, which means at first it's gonna wanna go like this inside the thing. And then it's gonna stop doing that. And then you wanna load it just a little bit more. And then we're gonna use an inch-pound wrench to check the turning torque of how much torque it takes to turn that shaft. We don't wanna go too much, because if we go too much, that means we gotta take it all apart and we gotta replace that again. Once you go too far, you're screwed. So you wanna ease up on the turning torque. And what is the turning torque on a new bearing? So the turning torque on this particular rear end is between 20 and 40 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. How many inches are in a foot-pound?
12.
Just checking you, bro. Just checking you. Okay, let's whip this thing in there. And I'll push this in and you put the bearing on that side.
We don't need to put the seal in right now, or do we?
I don't really like to put my seal in first while I'm doing all this, just in case.
Yeah.
And then, but is this gonna slide on and off that yoke pretty dang easy? Because if it's not, then I will put my seal on. All right, we will put the seal in. Go ahead and, you're gonna put the bearing in first.
Yep, bearing in first. Then
And this has a dust shield over the top of it. So it's gonna go like that. And then that's going on like that.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
What's the best way to install a seal? Not beating on it with a hammer like this around the edges like that. You want to try to get it all squared in at the same time. So you would want to use something. The old seal's great. You got the old seal?
No, that was ruined.
Dirty as all get out. But at least I'm not beating on it. I can beat on that. So what I try to do is I try to tell guys, use your old seal and use that to beat on. It'll distribute the load. My point of this, if you think about it, when I hit if I hit the new seal with the surface of that hammer right there, that's where I'm putting all that load. You can kind of deflect the seal in a bad way. If you use this, it's gonna do that to the old seal, but it'll allow the point of impact to kind of load a bigger area. You'll have less problems of a seal leaking is what I'm trying to tell you. Now in here, guys, let me show you this just so you get a good idea. Don't make the mistake. I'm trying to show you all the things where you can screw this up. You'll see the race here. He's driven this race and it's seated completely on that flange housing there. And this race too is seated on the back of the flange housing. If you don't drive those races in there far enough and you're setting this preload, all of a sudden when the rear end gets heated up and you didn't have those races all the way in, all of a sudden the heat, the housing will expand and that race will slip and it'll go all the way in, and then all of a sudden your pinion preload is wrong and the pinion will drop back and people are like, it sounded fine when I shipped it, and then it comes back to you and it's like howling like a mother. That's what happened. You didn't get those bearing races seated properly, and all of a sudden they went a thou or a couple of thou, and you got a problem. You get her?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a little bit of oil for this?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need all that, dude. Just put it in a freaking cup and pour it on your thing. A little bit. A little more. That's good. Yeah, do that and I'll turn the bearing. Can you pour it in there?
Yep.
Cool. Oh yeah. Okay, awesome. Good job.
Okay. Hang on, back up a little bit. Okay, now push it through.
Can you get the yoke on there?
I'm just getting the seal. The seal was messing up with the bearing. Okay, I'll put on the yoke now.
Can you get it past where so you can grab a thread? Just, I need a yes or no.
No, I can't even see if I'm on there.
Okay, then pull the yoke off.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna need to heat that yoke up so it'll slide way down on there. Getting hot. Did you get the seal on it?
Yeah.
What, did it slip down?
Yeah.
Got enough room for the nut?
Yep.
Isn't that nice how that worked?
Oh yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yep. Okay, so what we're eventually, you can see I can push this in and out, okay? We're eventually gonna take that all out and we're gonna squeeze those bearings together, start to crush that sleeve, and then we'll check it with an inch-pound wrench. So that's kind of what we're gonna do here. Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
I got it. I'll hold it. I'll do a bit more on it, and then you can just push it back and forth.
Basically, you want to take it till you get the zero lash out of there,
Yeah.
and you know what to do.
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got a way to go, Bub. You got a way to go, man.
I'm
Keep
not
going,
spinning
dude.
anymore.
Oh yeah, you got shit, dude. You got another 1/8 of an inch.
I know. I'm saying with the nut, I'm not spinning it anymore.
Oh, you're not?
It's not able to torque down anymore.
So now we gotta jam that yoke. I'm gonna let you do that.
Yeah.
And then once you get that torque down,
You guys come back.
we'll check the yes.
So here I'm starting at 15 just because the gauge only goes up to 30. So when I'm free spinning it, right under the 25 mark. Now I'm thinking it is 30, 38. I'll say it again. So at 15 going up right below the 25, we're at 38, right in between the spec of 20 and 40 inch-pounds. So got this all nice and tight and set up, right? Now let's go get our ring gear in.
All right, kitten. So, why don't you walk me through here so I wasn't here? You got the pinion in there, and you got it to how many inch-pounds? On
37.
So, which is the
Tighter side.
the tighter side, which is fine because it'll loosen up. Now you set your the ring gear in here,
Yeah.
and you got way too much. How much backlash you got to have in this? Have you put a dial indicator on this yet?
I haven't.
Okay, let's get a dial indicator on here. What I mean right now, this backlash, this is what we're talking about. Do you know what the backlash is? I would imagine it's somewhere probably between 5 and 10 thousandths, somewhere in there.
3 to 10.
3 to 10 thousandths of an inch. So I was close. I said 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing this a long time. Okay, So let's get a dial indicator, and I'm telling you right now, that's like 20, or that's a lot.
Yeah.
So let's get a dial indicator on here.
Okay.
And then let's find out where it is. And then because it's so much, which way are we going to want to take that ring gear to lessen it?
That way.
Exactly. So we're going to want to tighten this, take that ring.
Tighten that.
If we had shims, we'd have to add shims on this side and take them out of this side. But what we're going to do is keep that, we want to tighten that up and move this that way and loosen that up as we walk this ring gear that way.
Okay.
Dude, that's some fancy stuff there. Did you just buy that or something?
No, I didn't. You did.
Oh, okay. Now, guys, you want to take a little time to get this set up right. You see how I have that right on the, I have it on the edge of the tooth, not on the inside. It's not binding up on anything. It's running pretty free. You can, just put it wherever it's at, and then you're gonna. So there's, we'll say that's 0 this way. We can move it here to. Why is that dial so freaking tight? So we're from 78 all the way to 42. So, yeah, we're 40 thou. So we want to tighten that up. So is this kind of loose a little bit?
Those are just a click on the other.
So you just barely
They're past hand tight a little bit.
okay, back it off just a little bit because you want to take that screw, whoops, and you want to tighten that down this way. Oh, you got it. Okay, so you're 20. Okay, so go all the way one way. So you're 10. So you're about 12, 13 thou. And we want to be between 3 and 10.
Yeah, so we want to bring it in a little bit more.
We got to go a little more this way. So I'm going to back this one off, and then I'm going to tighten this one down. So we're 5, we're about 7, right?
Yep.
And we want to be 3 to 10.
3 to 10.
Let's go just a little
Tiny
more.
bit more.
Just a little more. Now try. So we're still about the same. Okay. We want to just go a little more.
Oh yeah, that's like 4. That is 4.
Okay. Now you want to check your pattern. You got all your goopy, your indicator dye.
Yep.
Grease on there. You got it, and you want to do that checking in a few spots, and he's got that. So you want to do like if you think of a circle, you want to check it at 3 and 9, 12 and 6. So go ahead and take it around there. Now this is the part that confuses everybody because it's not like you can't. Now when you get to it, what you want to do is you want to go back and forth a little bit like that. So you get where the die is, and then you want to go back and forth like that because you have decel and accel.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people go, oh, it's fine on acceleration, but it makes a lot of noise on deceleration. Now go around and let me see that where you just did that at. Okay. Okay, this is the part that's like reading tea leaves. That's what we'll call this. We're gonna do the best to tell you how to read tea leaves here. What you don't see here is you don't see that on the heel part, heel and toe, just like on your shoe, heel and toe. You don't want that gear, you don't want all your dye to be wiped off on that, and it's not. And then you want to look on the back side and you want to make sure, see how this is a good one here. See how most of this dye has been removed from here to here. Very good. You're in the meat of that gear. You can see, here's a good one. You see how I'm not all the way in the bottom of this? You see how I've got this nice line in here? See how I've got this nice line in here? And I haven't removed all the tape or the paint on that side. This gear's good, you're done.
Perfect.
What I do now is I would torque it all up to the factory, get this torqued correctly, recheck this.
Okay.
And as long as your backlash doesn't change, you're done.
Perfect.
That's how you set up a rear end, folks. Now, the last thing he's gonna do is he'll put it together. We'll leave it on the lift, and we'll spin it up on the lift, and we will take a listen to it on the lift before we get all that road noise and everything like that. Condition, cause, correction, confirm. We've confirmed our measurements. The last thing we'll want to do Just confirm it with what one of the senses God's given you, your ears.
All right, I got everything put back together. I stayed a little bit late. I had the wrong gasket, so finally got a new gasket, put on the cover. I just painted it. It's shining up an old turd. We'll just make sure there's no excessive howling, and we know that everything's good and there's no weird bearing wear or anything like that. All right, down here, Sergey was filming as well. He couldn't hear anything abnormal, as well as you guys can on the video. So this thing's good to go. I'm gonna go for a test drive.
So Caden, you know I've been out for a while trying to enjoy my new shoulder a little bit. And I hear you got the old Duramax figured out. I wasn't even around, but I was curious because the guy was pulling his hair out. What did you find out? You know, I remember the cruise control button and all that. Did you figure all that out?
Yeah,
Get the heck out of here.
So he had two problems. He had an electrical problem and mechanical problem.
Of course.
So the electrical problem is now fixed. That was the neutral dropping to the safety gear of like fourth.
Okay.
And then the bucking problem where he'd be on the freeway, just feels like he's bucking. Definitely was that transfer case. And then while we were at it, we did that differential to tighten everything up.
Okay. And it's just tight and smooth and
Oh, it runs good. Yeah.
Okay. Has the customer been able to come and go for a ride with you or anything like that since you fixed it?
Not yet. He's going to, so that's
Okay.
going to be our last step. We're putting miles on it before he comes out down.
Okay.
And before he picks up, he'll go on a test drive, make sure everything's all good.
I like that because he's had such poor quality service at other shops. I'd really like him to know, you know, finally got it fixed.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
taken care of.
Cool. So we're just waiting on him to go for a test drive?
Yep.
All right. We better get down here. We're ready to go.